we can move on to new and exciting things. And with that being said, we're going to jump in the kitchen today and we're going to get some major breakfast food prep done that we can pop into the freezer, because this is our last week at home before we head out on vacation for a full week. Now, I've kind of mentioned in some videos in the past that we do things a little bit different when it comes to vacation. So we always at the beginning of the year decide where do we want to go, how much money should we set aside, and then we save up until it's time to go. And one of the ways that I save on our vacation fund is I prep all of the food that we're going to take with us on our trip. Now, I know that this seems a little daunting and you're like, why can't you just go through the drive-thru or get takeout, live a little, make it easy on yourself? If I was to do that, the amount of money that we would spend eating out would eat up our vacation fund like you would not believe, because let's be completely honest, you cannot even go through the McDonald's drive-thru anymore without it costing an arm and a leg, or them saying, give me your firstborn child as collateral. It is expensive. So I like to save money by prepping the food in advance, and it just makes me happy to be able to do it and save money, because I absolutely love saving money. So I wanted to kind of break it down for you guys a little bit further, because I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to math and seeing how much money that I was able to save. So I went to Walmart yesterday and I got all the food for our trip. I got everything for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, dessert items, and drinks. We're going to be gone for a full week, 7 days. So that is a lot of food. And my total at Walmart came up to $387 and some change. So I went ahead and I rounded it up to $388. Now, I know you're not here for a TED Talk, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a TED Talk, so if you want to fast forward, you definitely can. So, $388. If I divide that over 7 days, that comes up to $55 a day that I have to feed my family. So, if I was only given $55, I could probably feed my family at a set-down restaurant for one meal. So that would leave lunch and dinner if we went for breakfast, and I'm just not here for it. $55 times 3 meals, that's a lot of money every single day. So I took that $55 and I divided it down even more. So 3 meals a day for 4 people, that comes to 12 servings. 12 servings divided by $55 makes each meal that I'm serving my family on this trip less than $5. So when I see that amount on the paper, I cannot help but to think that there is any other better option. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to prep the breakfast. We'll come back in a couple of days and we'll get all the dinner knocked out and prepped. Now, if you're new to this and maybe you're thinking, I can't do that because my family, we're going on a trip and we're going to stay in a hotel room. There's no way I could do that. I am here to tell you that yes, you can. I have done it, and I know if I can do it, you can do it too. We have stayed in hotel rooms where there was nothing more than a mini fridge and a microwave. And guess what? I took my crock pot with us on trips. I have taken my griddle pan with us on trips, and even a hot plate, and I have heated up our dinner in a hotel room, our breakfast in a hotel room, and I have got it done. Because when you really want to save, there has to be a will and there has to be a way, and you got to be persistent with it. It does not fall into your lap. And so, like I said, I'm here to say that I have all the faith in you that you most certainly can do this, even if you are staying in a hotel room. So I wanted to break it down a little bit more for you guys. I'm going to make 6 breakfasts that we can pop into the freezer. That way, while we're on our trip, we can just pull it out, heat it up, and go if that's what we need to do. And I wanted to make sure that I made things that I knew the kids were going to eat so that nothing went to waste. So I'm looking at my little list here. We're going to do a breakfast casserole. We're going to do some waffles and sausage. We're gonna do some cinnamon rolls and bacon, pigs in the blanket. We're gonna do some breakfast burritos and some breakfast sandwiches. So we're gonna jump into it today, and we're going to get this tackled so that I can get something else marked off of this to-do list. So I went ahead and I set out everything that we're gonna need for all of this breakfast prep today. And I did allow myself some convenient items. Even though we're trying to save some money, I did buy some throwaway pans so that I didn't have to worry about taking my own and washing them, even though I have done that. So no shame if that's what you need to do to get it done. I've got some plastic bags and things back here. That way we can get this all stored up. I did go ahead and buy 2 dozen eggs because the chickens are not giving me 2 dozen eggs to use in one setting, so I did buy some of those. I've got some lunch meat back here that really needs to get used up. It hasn't been open, but it's been sitting in the fridge, and we need to get something done with that. And I did allow myself the convenience and the option to buy stuff that is already fully cooked. That way I'm not setting over the stove, having to fry bacon and fry sausage. So this is everything that it's going to take today to get this done, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get my cheese grated up. 2 of the recipes calls for shredded cheese, so I want to go ahead and get that knocked out. That way I'm not having to stop and shred cheese. So I got the oven preheated at 350 for our breakfast casserole, and I went ahead and I just put some butter in the bottom of one of my pans just to make sure nothing sticks. And I'm going to go ahead and add the 10-ounce bag of shredded hash browns to the bottom of this. I'm going to take about half of the package of my lunch meat and get this chopped up and added. The good thing about this casserole is it's very customizable. You can do whatever you want to it. You can add any type of meat, leave the meat out, add peppers, add onions, whatever your family prefers. But I'm going to keep mine pretty simple and leave out the peppers and the onions, because I know if it was up to my kids, they would say, no, don't add those. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get this added over. I'm going to add about half of this bacon to this and then leave some to put on the top. I'm also going to add in about half of the cheese and then leave some of that for the top as well. I'm going to mix this up as good as I can inside the pan. I did not want to have to dirty up another bowl. I grabbed out a bowl here so that we can whisk our eggs up. I went ahead and I seasoned my potatoes, so I'm not going to worry about seasoning my eggs. But I'm going to put in 1/3 of a cup of milk. And then I'm going to get 8 eggs into this mixture. I'm just going to pour this all over the top as evenly as I can, and then pop this into the oven for 55 minutes. Alright, after 55 minutes, everything seems set, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my cheese, as well as the rest of my bacon on top here. I'm going to put this back in the oven for 10 minutes. That way everything can get nice and toasty and bubbly on top. For my breakfast burritos, I'm going to go ahead and get 8 eggs cracked into my bowl. I went ahead and got all of my seasonings added to my eggs, so I'm going to give these a good whisk. I'm going to add in that second bag of bacon bits into my eggs. And to be more cost efficient, I'm going back in with some of that ham, and I'm going to get this chopped up and added to the eggs. Alright, I'm going just gonna get this all mixed together. And into the skillet it goes so that we can scramble this up. Alright, so I got my burrito sized tortillas here and got myself a little assembly line. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these filled and wrapped up. That's two things that we have marked off the list. So now we're going to move on to cinnamon rolls. So I just have a foil pan here and my pre-packaged cinnamon rolls. I'm going to get the oven preheated and get these into my pan. Because I have some leftover chocolate chips, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle these on half of these cinnamon rolls just because I have them, and why not? It'll be fun. Okay, in the oven these go. Alright, cinnamon rolls are out and cooled, so I'm going to go ahead and get them frosted. Alright, let's jump into these pigs in the blanket. Nothing fancy. Like I said, I'm going to use the pre-cooked sausage links just to make my life easier across the board. And you guys will have to let me know, do you like using little smokies or sausage links in your pigs in the blanket? In the oven they go. Alright, that's one more thing down. Alright friends, let's move on to our last and final thing, which is our breakfast sandwiches. So I'm going to go ahead and get my biscuits cooked, and I'm just going to cook them up on the same pan that we did our pigs in the blanket. That way we don't have to dirty up something else. Well, that was pretty scary. Okay friends, so the biscuits are out of the oven and they're sitting on the counter cooling, which means we need to move on to our eggs now for our sandwiches. And I was kind of going back and forth debating on how I should do this. I have one of those round silicone molds that you put your egg into so it makes like a perfect little circle for your sandwich. But I only have one and I don't want to stand over the stove and do that 8 times in a row. So I pulled out my waffle maker because I'm wondering, you know, on the inside it's divided. You know, you could get 4 at one time. So I'm wondering if I could make my eggs inside the waffle maker. This may be a complete disaster, but I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. So fingers crossed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get 8 eggs cracked into my bowl because I have 8 biscuits, so 8 sandwiches. Okay, Okay, so this is what I have discovered. So 1 egg whisk is 3 tablespoons, and a 1/4 of a cup measure has 4 tablespoons in it. So one may have a little bit less than the other. I've buttered the waffle maker really good, so I'm going to attempt it and see what happens. Do not try this at home until I tell you if it works or not, because it may be a complete disaster. Friends, it worked, and it is a total game changer. I'm not gonna lie, I had my doubts, but this is awesome. I got this done in like 5 minutes flat, so let's go put together the breakfast sandwiches. All right, so I got them cut in half. I think I'm gonna go egg first. Then I'm gonna go in with a piece of ham. Then another layer of egg. Then I'm going to take that pre-cooked bacon and go ahead and put a slice on top of that. And lastly, just putting my tops back on. All right, friends, so we have made some major progress today and finally got it all checked off the to-do list. We've got our breakfast casserole over here. We have our cinnamon rolls, and then these 2 packages, I separated some sausage and bacon to go with those. Up here, we have our waffles. I already have these pre-made. I just moved them over to a throwaway bag. And then we have some sausage to go with that. We've got our breakfast burritos, our breakfast sandwiches, and our pigs in the blanket. So we just need to go ahead and get this all packaged up and into freezer bags. basically got it all done, and that is some more checks off of the to-do list per usual, as you guys know. Now I just need to find the motivation to get all of this into the freezer, but baby steps because I need a break. It is about 3 o'clock, so we have been at it all day long. But most importantly, I wanted to say thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. I had a blast with you as always. And I did want to mention that I am so grateful for each and every one of you who like my videos, comment, and watch to the end. I could not do any of this without you guys, and you do not know how much I appreciate each and every single one of you. In the description box below, I always leave my email to this channel in case you want to shoot me a message and say hey, or suggest video ideas or something that you want to see, share tips, tricks with me, or just tell me a little bit about yourself so we can get to know each other a little bit better. So be sure to check that out and send me a message and say hi. But until next time, I will see you later.